Welcome back to Mystical Heart Tarot readings. This is another pick-a-pile. So we're going to make 3 piles here. And today we're going to look at what you need to hear right now. And we're going to start with this deck. And pick 3 cards from this deck. Alright, that looks like one. That one. And let's get one more. And that one. Alright, let's get this one out of the way. Alright, we're going to look and see what our cards are. We have birds, news, messages. Pile number 1, birds. Pile number 2, wheel, endings and beginnings. And for pile number 3, we have dog, loyalty and determination. And to help you, I will add a crystal. So for the birds, we're going to add Amazonite. This is what Amazonite looks like. For the wheel, we're going to add the moonstone. Which is kind of appropriate because this wheel looks like a ship's wheel. And before we had compasses and stuff, ships used the stars along with, everything in the universe to help guide them. And the moon was part of that. And this is a moonstone. And lastly, for dog, we have jet. And this is what jet looks like. Okay, so slide these up out of the way. And we'll pull oracle cards for each pile. Alright. Get these up out of the way. And the next set of oracle cards. And let's get one more. There we go. And one more set of oracle cards. All right. And now we will pull tarot cards. Which ones do I want to pull first? Let's pull these first. And now the other set. All right. So take a look at these piles and see which one you're drawn to. And remember, you can be drawn to more than one pile. You can be drawn to more than one pile. So I'll give you a minute to take a look at these and see which one you're drawn to, either the card or the crystal. And we're going to look at what you need to know right now. And we're going to start with pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1, you chose the Amazonite along with the bird, news, and messages. Make sure you can see that. All right. Let's take a look at the rest of your oracle cards first. Sorry. We have fish. We have fearlessness. Interesting. We have birds and we have fish. Higher perspective. Higher perspective. And here we have space. So we're looking at what you need to know right now. Let me get my mouse out of the way. News and messages. You may be receiving news and messages from a higher perspective. And this higher perspective that you're receiving these messages from and this news from may help you be fearless, have fearlessness. But you may need to have your own space. I think my dog agrees. Sorry about that. All right, let's look at your tarot cards. We have the Eight of Swords in reverse. 5 of Pentacles in reverse. And the Wheel of the Year or the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Queen of Swords in reverse. Wow, we've got the Wheel of Fortune twice. Here, and they're in their backwards. And then we have the Hierophant in reverse. Not the Hierophant, the Hermit. Excuse me, this is the Hermit. The Hermit's in reverse. The Eight of Swords. You're not focusing. The 8 and the Queen. You're not focusing and you're not making decisions. Perhaps you're taking the time to receive these messages. This may create a little bit of chaos in some part of your life that creates a setback. Oh, I just noticed the only card that's upright is this Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like you were not, I feel like here you're not listening, including the Queen here. You're not, you're getting the messages, but you're not really paying attention to them like you should. You hear them, but you don't necessarily maybe understand what your messages you're receiving. And because you feel like these messages are creating some type of chaos, this is a setback, causing you to have problems making decisions. However, I feel like the light bulb's going to kick in here. And there's going to be a change. The wheel was turning in reverse here. And something happens here. Something happens. Perhaps you became depressed. And while you were depressed and in your own space, these messages started to click in. The news and the messages started to click in. And that created a change to make you feel fearless, because now you're seeing things at a higher perspective. And the dog would agree. Once again, I'm sorry about the dog. See, this 8 of Swords tells me you're not focusing on what's coming into you right here. You're not focusing. You're not paying attention to it. And when you don't focus, you have trouble making decisions. And that creates a little bit of chaos in some part of your life, some instability, therefore creating a setback that could involve you being depressed. However, ultimately, you're going to take time and space. So you're going to put space between you and other people because of this. And when you do, these messages that you're receiving, this news and these messages that you're receiving, the wheel is going to start turning in the correct direction, allowing you to become fearless and have a higher perspective on things. Sometimes we have to be alone and be in our own space in order for us to have that light bulb kick on. And for us to be able to receive the news and the messages. Now, as you know, before I even go start this video, I put the crystals out. I don't pay attention to what they're good for. I pick the crystals according to the way they look and what I'm drawn to, and in no specific order. So let's see what the Amazonite says about this reading. The Amazonite is actually called the Hope Stone, and it's good for success and abundance, which is really what you're getting here, a higher perspective. You're gaining a higher perspective on things. The wheel turns in favor for you. A change. You change. This is a change, and it's a change for the better. And when you change, that's when this news and these messages make it through to you, and you gain a higher perspective. One second, please. All right. Pile number 1, higher perspective. He picks a bad time to ask me, do you want something to eat? No, I'm in the middle of a video. All right. Now we're going to move on to pile number 2. If you chose pile number 2, you chose the wheel with endings and beginnings. And you chose the moonstone. Let's look at the rest of your cards here. Power. You got the hawk and power. Get creative. Reflection. All right. So we're looking at what message do you need to hear right now? So some of you may have had an ending of some sort. Some of you may have a beginning. And some of you may have ended something and began something new. You may have been creative in this endeavor. Some of you may have used power. The power of the Hawkeye. Hawks, the hawk, is about premonition and truth. So some of you may have had the power of a premonition. Maybe had the power of a premonition of something coming to an end, or you may have had the power of a premonition of something beginning. You may have had a premonition of something to create. Some of you may feel like you're looking in a mirror at a reflection. Perhaps the ending, whatever this ending is in the beginning, is a mirror image, a reflection of something. Let's look at the tarot cards. Oh, right off the bat, we got to cover one. We've got the Star card, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. The High Priestess, Ace of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So, with the Star card, you may be healing from an ending. Let's look at that. You might be healing from an ending of something. Since the Star card's sitting next to the Two of Cups, I feel like maybe you're healing from a disconnection of some sort. Perhaps a breakup. Where you may be trying to bring balance in. This could be balance in with another person you're connected to or in a relationship with, or you could be trying to bring balance in to yourself. The Sun, let me get back to the Star card. You might be inspired to begin something creative. Perhaps a family. Perhaps you're inspired to make adjustments to bring harmony into the family. The High Priestess tells me that you already know. You already have the intuition. It may be in your subconscious, and it might be the wisdom that you're holding. starting something new. Get creative when you start something new. Taking total emotional control over. So there's many ways we can look at this. This could be the main card being endings and beginnings. This could be, we don't know what it's about. It could be about connections, people you're connected to. Perhaps you had an ending that you have to heal from before you can start a new beginning. Perhaps that ending inspired you to become creative. But having premonitions, your intuition, are closely related. The mirror image that we see here, the reflection that we see here. Premonition of the hawk. And the power. Here we have intuition. Intuition and premonition. They're mirroring each other. They're reflecting off of each other. So I feel like you may know what it is that's ending, whether it be some type of connection with another person or whether it be something else. Could be a job. But we've got these cups on the board here, which for some of you, this is going to be about connection. This is going to be about the ending of some, and some of you may have already seen that ending coming. It's going to be about being inspired. It's going to be about healing from that disconnection, because some of you may have been heartbroken by that disconnection, by the ending of that disconnection. And some of you may be healing and working to bring balance in. And making adjustments here in order to bring harmony in so that you can start new. You can start new. If this is with another person, you can start new and fresh with another person. And look, the reflection, they're looking at each other. Within, without, if this is a person trying to bring balance within themselves, in their own emotions, looking in the mirror at yourself and seeing yourself and looking within yourself. The beginnings is about taking total emotional control over. And you're going to get creative about it, perhaps. You may have premonitions. This could be a new person here, of a new start, being creative. We could have a couple of things going on here. You could be starting a new friendship with a new connection, or you could be starting to create something that you're passionate about. A new beginning. New beginning. But I feel like you have premonitions or intuitions, whichever way you want to look at it, of the ending and of the beginning. The ending, as I said, could be a disconnection from someone. It could be a disconnection from a job. You may be getting creative and beginning a new job. Doesn't necessarily have to be about relationships. This could be about a job as well. But with the High Priestess and this hawk and power, tells me that you've had premonitions about it. And you've had gut feelings, which is intuition about it. So pile number 2, you are going to get creative on whatever it is that you're beginning, that you're going to begin. As far as the ending could have been rough, and that's why we have the star card here, so that you can heal properly and be inspired. And be inspired in a process. So if you chose pile number 2, you chose the moonstone. And let's see what we've got here for the moonstone. Stimulate psychic perception. Stimulate psychic perception. Wow. I just pull these, as I told pile number 1, the crystals, I pull them randomly as I'm drawn to them, and I place them randomly. All right, pile number 2. You have an ending that you're going to heal from, and you're going to be creative and start something new. What area of life that is remains to be seen. It could be relationships, or it could be something else. It could be job related, as I said, or it could be something else. All right. That was pile number 2. Next up, we have pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3, you chose the dog with loyalty and determination, and you chose the crystal jet if you chose by crystals. So let's take a look at the rest of your oracle cards first. You've got Pine Tree, Survival. You've got the Strength card, As Above, So Below. The Tree of Life. And you've got Sweetness. So pile number 3, we're looking at what you need to know right now. Your main card is about loyalty and determination. This is a pine cone. Even though they're talking about a pine tree, this is a pine cone. Pine cones are about being enlightened. They're about being enlightened. So perhaps many of you, pile number 3, know how to survive, are survivalists, and perhaps survive in the wilderness with strength. And look at that under a full moon. Let's look at your tarot cards. You've got the shadow side in reverse, which, if you recall, the shadow side in the other tarot deck would equal to the devil card in reverse. You've got the Queen of Swords, and you've got the Two of Swords in reverse, Page of Wands, Page of Swords in reverse, and Queen of Cups. Wow, we have 2 pages and we have 2 queens on the board. 2 pages and 2 queens. The pages come up with the ideas. The queens help them along. So the shadow side, this is, and it's in reverse. It's about breaking free. It's about some of us doing our shadow work and breaking free. Breaking free so that we can make decisions. However, the 2 tells me that maybe we have some ideas in our mind that are in conflict with each other. So if you're out there, let's say you're camping in the wilderness, and you're truly camping, you're not you're not staying in a camper or an RV. You're literally camping in a tent, the survivalist way. You may have some conflicted ideas on some things you need to do to continue to survive. I feel like somebody is taking a dream journey, a journey they've been dreaming about. And maybe some of you have been dreaming about going out and being off grid, being in a tent, acting as a survivalist. And I feel like with this pine cone here, you have what it takes. You have determination. You have determination, but you also have the knowledge on how to do it. Some of you may not be prepared. There's some that may not be prepared. And perhaps you have to be sweet to somebody that knows what they're doing. And we have these two queens, and these queens are facing each other. If I put this queen up here, as you can see, they're looking at each other. So they're relying on each other for help. And that's where loyalty comes in. That's where the loyalty comes in. Perhaps one wasn't prepared and the other was. So let's look at this from a non-camping perspective. Somebody is choosing to free themselves from something, but it's a hard decision to make. It's a hard decision to make. There's a journey they want to make that they've been dreaming about. So, starting a new journey. However, perhaps somebody they're with is not prepared. But it doesn't matter because you have the Queen of Cups here, who's a true partner, is a sweet, true partner that says, I will help you along on this journey. Whatever this journey, this dream journey is, I will help you along on this journey. I just see so much here. This, like I said, I'm going to leave the camping out because, as I said, this could be, I read it from a camping perspective, but it's not just about camping. It's about somebody's dream, a journey that they want to start. And it doesn't, I'm not necessarily talking about traveling. This dream could be something that they are creating. Ideas that they have. And they want to put this dream into action. But perhaps there's a partner that's not prepared for that. But this person steps in and says, look, I can help you with that. So to give you an idea, rather than traveling, a traveling type journey here, let's say you wanted to create a business, be an entrepreneur, open up a business. Perhaps you're in a small town and there's some sort of business you want to open that does not exist currently in that town. You have what you need to start that. You have a true partner that is there to help you make decisions along the way. This partner's loyal. You just need to use your determination. Your determination. You need to be determined that this is what you want to do and follow through with it. And perhaps the business has something to do with candy. That's just an example. Or some sort of baked goods. A bakery, perhaps. Or a restaurant. But what I see here is somebody freeing themselves up so they can start this journey, not necessarily moving journey, but a creation. They have a loyal partner to help them. And I feel like perhaps this dream, they may have envisioned it. They may have envisioned it. And you have, remember, you have the strength. You also have the strength. The strength, you have the strength and the backing. So you have the loyalty and the determination to move forward with whatever this dream is. This dream could be anything. Anything you set your mind to it. Just know that whatever your dream is, you have somebody that's with you that's loyal and determined to help you succeed. All right, as I've told pile 1 and 2, I'm going to tell you as well. I pull the crystals that I'm drawn to and I set them out randomly before I even start the video. And so I don't know what their purpose is. For pile number 3, you've got the jet. Let's find out what the jet. It's for protection from the evil eye. So maybe you feel like there's somebody else. Maybe you feel like there may be some competition elsewhere. And you're going to free yourself from it. Because there really isn't any competition other than what's in your own mind. All right, pile number 3. I wish you much luck on whatever it is you're dreaming on starting. I send much love and many blessings to everybody, as always. I'll see you back next time. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this. Have a wonderful day.